Hey guys, I wanted to make a video today proving that the Redbubble favorite tool, this tool right here, the one that you're seeing in the corner of my screen, does work and does provide better rankings. I've had a video that I posted 6 days ago, this one, the growth experiment, and I showed the results of that growth experiment the day after, so these two videos, where basically what I did is I went on Redbubble and I uploaded 5 designs. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not this one. This one I just posted now. But 5 designs. And these 5 designs, what I did was I posted them and I showed the proof behind how to use the tool and what kind of results it gets. And I showed things like the activity feed. I showed how much favorites we got back. And still till this day, we're still getting more favorites back. You could see here 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, 17 hours ago, 20 hours ago, 21 hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago. This was 6 days ago where we did a total of 250 likes. And we're still getting favorites and likes every single day since. A drip feed, just like I said we would. In the video of these 2 videos, there were 2 people, which shout out, by the way, to Dr. Jonasy, but 2 people in the comments were saying it doesn't work, it's fake, it doesn't work. And so I said, or I replied to their comment, I'll say, sure, I'll show proof that it works. There's no problem. Now, shout out to Dr. Jonasy for defending the cause, but these people in the comments didn't believe that it works. I'm going to give you guys proof that it absolutely does work. And the example that I'm going to show is on a micro level. If you read the information on the instructions and things like that on their official website, the Bots and Apps website for this tool, they specifically say it's best to be used over a long period of time. 1 or 2 months won't give you that many results. And I know it's somewhere here, I just don't know where it is. It's a long thing to read, but you get my point. And they specifically recommend that you use it over a very long period of time. I've said this before, but if you're not going to use it over a long period of time, then, you're just hoping for quick, fast money. That's really what it comes down to. So I'm going to show you guys on a micro level, on a smaller level, how this tool actually works with proof, okay? Because this is the proof that you wanted, right? So I'm going to show the proof. So these 5 designs that I created, I want to be clear about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 designs were created prior to uploading any videos on this subject, and then what I did was I did 250 favorites or 250 likes using the tool. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's very simple. You could either go watch the video or you could just listen to me explain it. You perform a search, you go to the most recent, you favorite people's work with the tool. It does the favoriting for you. Now, I want you to keep something in mind. The amount of favorites I did was 250 favorites total. I didn't do 1,000. I didn't do 4,000. I didn't do 10,000. There are people out there today who are doing over 15,000 favorites a day. A day. We're not talking about per week, per month, per year. No, a day. Okay? So I want to be clear about that. But I did 250 favorites. Now, I did this example, and I'm going to show you this example right now, because I want to prove something. This photo here was created on that day where I did the 250 favorites, okay? That photo has 1 tag, horse statue. This photo that I just uploaded right now, and I'll just go ahead and show it to you here, has also 1 tag, horse statue. So there's no benefit or there's no boost in terms of tags. The title is exactly the same. It's the exact same title. The only difference is the print. Now, some people in the print-on-demand world say the newer designs get the most attention. They get the most traffic. They get the most. They get higher rankings because they're newer. And Redbubble wants to show the newest designs first. That's not true. That's false. That's the first thing we're going to disprove. The second thing that we're going to disprove is people saying that the Redbubble favorite tool doesn't work. It doesn't help. It doesn't help, even though it does help. First, well, here's the first thing that people used to say. People used to say, it doesn't work. Prove that it works. Prove that you get favorites back. It doesn't get any favorites back. We just proved this. We proved this right here, and I could just show you the activity feed in the last two videos showing this and proving this. And I could click load more like a couple of times just to show how many favorites we got. I mean, I'm not counting how many, but how many favorites did we get? You guys tell me. Somebody count this. 100, 200, 150, 120. I know it says 75 here, but they didn't 74, but it doesn't count today's amount of likes or the past few days amount of favorites, like the past 2 days or whatever it is. It takes a few days to update. So my point is, maybe let's just say 100. Let's call it even say 100. So 100 favorites, it still doesn't work after doing 250 favorites only. That's the first thing we disproved. The second thing we're about to disprove right now is the ranking. So take a look at this. So I searched for the keyword horse statue on Redbubble. Now there's 1,946 results, but if we look here, I'm on page 2. You could see in the query I'm on page 2, and you could see here on the bottom shows the first 100 showing at position 109 to 216. That means we're on the second page, okay? So guess what? If we scroll down, we look for the first design. Guess what? That's the first design that we uploaded right here. I wouldn't call this at the top of page 2, but it's pretty close to the top, right? We're only 1, 2, 3, 4 rows away to the top, right? Or 3 rows away technically, right? So it's right there. This was, like I said, think logically here, guys. This was the first post that we created that got the favorites. And if we just want to check how many favorites it got, we can go over here to activity feed, or no, view shop maybe. Let's see here. I haven't used a new account like this in a while. Dashboard. Is it dashboard? No, it's not dashboard. It is editing. So we'll go to the edit section. We'll click add new work. Let's just give it a second here. And after we click copy existing work, because I want to show how many favorites this got, you could see here, this design, which is the horse statue one, has 15 favorites. 15. This one has 0. This is the one that we just uploaded with the same title, the same tag, the same everything. That design, the new one that we just uploaded, look where it is. It's down here. So there's a 1, 2, 3 row difference between the old one with the favorites and the brand new one with no favorites. So what does this disprove? The first thing it disproves is that new designs get uploaded. When new designs get uploaded, they get more traffic and attention. That's the first myth. I've been saying that was a myth since day one, and I've been talking about this over and over and over again. The reason why I say this is because that is algorithmically doesn't make sense. If you post new designs at the top of the search, that is a bad business decision. That doesn't make sense from an algorithm's perspective. If you're a business, are you going to show customers the new products, or are you going to show customers the products that you know that are tried and true, that make money? There's a reason why Redbubble has over $50+ million in revenue, I think, on a yearly basis. There's a reason why that exists. They don't make mistakes. That's the first thing. The second thing is this thing that people say, well, the amount of favorites that you have, because remember, the first thing we had to disprove, or the first doubt was that the tool doesn't get you any favorites. We've disproved that by a mile. Of course it gets you favorites back. The second thing, after we proved that works, the second thing we had to disprove was, well, it doesn't actually help you ranking. Well, if that's the case, then why is the one with 0 favorites not above the one with 18 favorites? Right? The one with more favorites ranked higher than the one that has 0 favorites. So what that also goes ahead and proves is that the ones with the more favorites typically tend to rank higher. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, and I'm saying typically, is because, remember, we did a very controlled environment here. In all studies that anybody does, and I was a psych major in college, so I know all about studies, when you perform a study, you have to have a control group, right? And you have to have a variable. The variable is the element that changes. The control group is the group, right? And, we could even pull this up if you want to, but out of the groups, there's essentially, in layman's terms, there's 2 groups of individuals. The variable is going to be the one defining change between both groups. In this case, these 2 designs are exactly the same. We know that Redbubble doesn't favor one design over the other through the actual artwork. We know that for a fact. They let the customers do that. So what's the variable? The only variable is the amount of favorites that it carries. Now notice what I said earlier into the video, and I've advised about this before. If you're going to use the favorite tool, you have to use it over a long period of time to see consistent results. You can't just use it for a week and say, that's it, it should be making me millions. It does not work that way. If you want some sort of magic wand, you're not going to be spending $9.99 to get it. If you want a get-rich-quick magic pill, $9.99 is not going to get it for you. I've said this before maybe 20 times, but people who are looking for instant cash, you are in this game for the wrong reasons. This is a long-term game, right? So back to what I'm saying here. You use the tool over a longer period of time and you get results like this. Now, let me explain what I mean when I say like this. 250 likes in a day. That's all we did. And you could see how we did rank over something that has 0 likes or 0 favorites. Now, this, somebody might say, well, just ranking over, 5 to 10 pieces of art doesn't really make a difference. And I agree. It's not a critical difference, but once again, what are the properties to use the tool successfully? It's using it over a very long period of time. You shouldn't be using it for a week and then hope to God that you're going to make money. Once again, that's a bad way to do this, right? What this proves is, and the point of this is that a lot of the people in this space, specifically print on demand, because a lot of people gravitate it who literally don't make any money, with all due respect, don't make any money, and they want something quick. They want something fast. They want something to appear the next week, the next year, the next day, the next week. They want money, right? And the reality is it does not work that way. Any tool that you're going to use is not a magic wand. I don't care if you're using a design tool. I don't care if you're using an automation tool. I don't care if you're using a software. There's no magic wands and there's no guarantees that you're going to make money. It's simply a tool that could help you advance. And I want you guys to look at it this way, because this is also another thing. The individuals that wrote in the comments that said, it doesn't work. It doesn't help you get sales. Let's backtrack here, okay? If you use the tool, okay, and it didn't make you money, think about this. The tool clearly shows that you can rank better over a period of time. And this was almost no time. So for us to even compare and say, oh, this tool doesn't work, you did 250 likes and you got 20 or 18 likes back and you're only ranking 8 positions higher or whatever, that doesn't matter, because we didn't do how the tool was necessarily programmed to do. You're supposed to use the tool over and over and over again for a matter of months, right? So it's not like we did it right anyway, but we still had an advantage. But let's get back to the concept here. For the people that said, or for the 2 guys in the comments that said they didn't get sales, if you ranked higher and your art looks like garbage, with all due respect, you're not going to get a sale. I don't understand why people believe that you deserve sales because you rank higher. Remember, and we've said this over and over and over again, we spoke about the course. When I created the design course, right? Something that I said was, you can have the best design in the world, but if nobody sees it, you're not making money. And we could go vice versa, and we could say you can have the best tags in the world, and you could be seen by everybody, but if your design looks like garbage, nobody's going to buy it. So to put the blame, and this is unfortunately what a lot of people do, and I have to be real about this, guys, when people are in business and they don't know how to succeed at something, they have to put the blame on something else. They have to say, this tool didn't work. It didn't get me sales, so therefore it's bad, it doesn't work, etc. That can't be the case. If you think logically, the tool did what it had to do. It got you likes back. But for you to indirect or directly say that it didn't provide sales, there's a lot of reasons why you might not have made money with the tool. Maybe you didn't make money with the tool simply because your designs don't look good. Maybe because simply you didn't use it for long enough. If you used it for 30 days, you shouldn't expect to make a significant amount of money, if any money at all, because let's face the facts. How many people on average have a certain amount of design? How many people have more than 300 designs on Redbubble? How many people? You tell me. more than 80% do not have over 300 designs on Redbubble. So let's just say you go out there and you use the tool. You got yourself a cool 60 designs on Redbubble. What's the average conversion rate? 1%? 1.5%? 2%? You tell me. Let's be generous and let's say 2.5%. 2.5% conversion rate. You have 60 designs. You used it for a month. Let's say you moved up 8 positions. You moved up 8 positions on all of your designs, which, by the way, is almost impossible to track. Because let's just say each design you have has a good 5, 10, 20, 30 different tags. How are you going to track the success of each tag? You're not going to, which is why, again, the tool specifically says in the description or in the information that you're going to go up 8 to 10% in terms of traffic on a monthly basis. Meaning if you're getting 100 visits, right? If you're getting 100 visits, what's 8 to 10% of 100 visits? That's 8 to 10 visits, meaning you're going to get an extra 8 to 10 visits. Does that make sense? So are the points connecting now? What I'm trying to say with everything that I'm saying here, guys, is that the reality is that majority of people are unsuccessful because of their belief system, not because of what the world tells them, not because of their beliefs in how the world works, and they think, people are out to get them and things are scams and this and that. It's all a matter of applying yourself, right? Applying yourself. If you think logically that you're going to spend $9.99 and you're going to go from month number 1 at 0 sales, $0, 0 everything, and then make $2,000, you're kidding yourself. You're playing yourself. You're lying to yourself. But if you think that you can slowly progress month over month over month over month, 8 to 10%, then maybe over that period of time, you're going to get better. And this is the problem with people. And I'm actually going to make a recommendation right now. If you're one of those type of people that where you want to make $2,000 the next month, I'm going to tell you, don't even do this. Don't do Redbubble. Don't do TeePublic. Don't do Amazon. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Get a job at McDonald's, because you're going to make more money at McDonald's than you're going to do with this kind of stuff. You're going to be wasting your time. You have to understand that success in this kind of game is a long-term game. And when I say, and people say, well, how did you end up making $8,000 in 1 month on Redbubble? How did you do that? I have to put things into perspective for some people. I worked 2 months prior to 2022, creating 60 designs a day, every day, even till up to this day. And to be clear, prior to 2022, 2 months prior to that, even before I even had created the designs every single day, I had over 6,000 designs that I already had existed. And I had been studying the game. And I told this story about maybe 20 times already, but I went monk mode. I've talked about this before. There was a point in time where I had what we call Q4 advantage. This was roughly 2 years ago. And when I got into Redbubble for the first time, my sales were high. The next month, they were high. But then very slowly from that point on to the next, let's say 4 or 5 months, I can't remember the exact details, but it kept getting lower and lower and lower and lower. I looked at my business and I said, okay, I'm doing well in my other areas of business. I'm doing well with the blogs. I'm doing well with my, my other things. Why don't I go all in on this? Let me try to figure this thing out. And what I realized is that majority of people on the platform, this is Redbubble and all the other platforms with it, are putting almost zero effort in, almost using zero brains, and there's almost no competition. And when I say no competition, I'm not talking about numbers, because let's be honest, sheer numbers mean nothing, because there are millions of I'm going to say millions of designers. Maybe there's over 2 million designers now at Redbubble. I know for sure over 1 million. There's over 1 million designers, but 80% don't make money. So are they really considered competition? I don't think so. And guys, sometimes we have to have hard talks like this, because everybody wants to be a winner, but not everybody could be a winner. Not everybody deserves to be a winner. And this is, like I said, when I was working, I'm going to keep things PG. When I was working my butt off prior to 2022, learning the game, going monk mode, fully dedicating myself to this, right? Then people call you a like you're a comic. I got it was a comic comment. Somebody said you're a comic for stating that you have made over 4,000 on Redbubble. You understand, guys? People don't believe that's even possible. They don't even believe it's possible. So there's really nothing I could do for somebody like that, right? Because they're always going to find a new excuse. They're always going to find a new complaint. There's always going to find something to complain about. And this is a perfect example, and I remember this perfectly. Right after I sold my clothing company, there was a company that started to emerge. It was called Shopify. And Shopify basically was a platform where you can upload, not just clothing, but a lot of people used it for clothing at the time, but you could upload any kind of products to Shopify. And these products were any kind of products you want, so you can create your own store. You don't necessarily have to code a website or anything like that. This was in the beginning of Shopify's existence. What happened is people started to join. And there was a small group of people who started to learn something called dropshipping. Now, at the time, it was not called dropshipping. Nobody knew what it was called. It was just simply you go to AliExpress, DHgate, all these Chinese websites, and you manually copy and paste photos, create spreadsheets, and upload them into Shopify. And when you would upload these manually, product by product by product on Shopify, somebody created a program. At the time, it wasn't Oberlo. It was a different program. But somebody created a program where you can literally take the data from these stores and pop them into your Shopify. And what happened is in order for them to sell the product, what they did was they started showing how many sales they were getting selling these products. Well, what happened is people expected, consumers started believing and thinking, you know what? I deserve to have sales the same way this guy is. Let me go ahead and try this. So they tried it and they failed. The reason why they failed is not because it was a scam or it was a lie or it was a system that didn't work. It was because they underestimated it. And they went into the business and they felt like they deserved, right? They felt like they deserved something. They were entitled to sales. They really didn't put any kind of brains, any kind of effort, any kind of real game into it. They just whipped something small together and expected their website to do well, and guess what? They made no money. And then what happened was Shopify started to develop a reputation. And the reputation was that Shopify was becoming a scam. Now, was Shopify truly a scam? Absolutely not. Shopify was simply a platform where you can go up and upload your products to a website that makes your website look like a clean, professional website. That's all it did. But because these individuals who kept going on Shopify, who were angry about how they weren't making money, essentially blackpilled, because that's really what they are. When they joined the platform, they couldn't make any success. They couldn't do anything good with their lives on the platform. They started to write the platform off and call it a scam because they themselves couldn't produce anything, right? So was Shopify a scam? No, but it was the people in large troves, hordes of people who couldn't be successful in this industry, so they just wrote it off and called it a scam. Now, this is nothing new under the sun, right? This happens in every industry. But the reason why I'm going out here and saying this is because 9 times out of 10, if you ask all the people who've never made a single dime on Redbubble, and I'm not even talking about the people who watch this channel, I'm talking about the millions of sellers on Redbubble. If we take that population and we perform a survey to the millions of people, hundreds of thousands even, of people who've never made a dime, they're all going to say, Redbubble's a scam, Redbubble's garbage, Redbubble's this, Redbubble's that. 90%. Why? Because they have a sense of entitlement. They feel like they deserve success without really doing anything for it. And my greatest saying is, you get what you deserve all the time. All the time. There's nobody who doesn't get what they deserve. If you upload 100,000 designs to Redbubble, you don't get a single sale. Well, you get what you deserve. Those designs might not be attractive. Maybe they might not be tagged properly. Maybe they're not set up properly. Maybe they don't have SEO, etc. The market is the greatest equalizer. They make the decision at the end of the day. So what my point is with all this saying is that for those individuals that commented and said, well, it didn't work. Well, no, you got to ask yourself, how did it work? Did it provide you favorites back? It probably did. When you used it, when you got the favorites, how do you know did you rank higher or not? They say, oh, we didn't get any they didn't say we didn't get any traffic. They said we didn't get sales. All right, so if you didn't get sales, did you get traffic? How much traffic did you get? What was the ratio of traffic to the amount of designs that you have? If you had 5 designs and you got traffic, well, how much traffic can you possibly get to get a sale? And on top of that, how can you quantify which tag ranked higher because of the tool or did not rank higher? This is another thing. Majority of people, like I said, who have 5 to 10 to 20 tags per design. How do you know where your ranking was for each individual tag? And once again, the whole reason I'm using this experiment as proof is because we kept only one variable. The tags were exactly the same in both products. There was only one tag. It was called horse statue, right? There was another thing that was the same, was the exact same title. The only difference was the number of favorites. That was the only difference. You could see here, 0 favorites. Where was it here? 15 favorites. There you go. 0 favorites, 15 favorites. It's the only difference. And it ranked higher on a micro level. Now, once again, this tool was not created for you to rank to the top overnight. You would probably need months and months and months of using the tool for you to see a marginal difference. Now, what is marginal difference? It is a significant difference. 8 to 10% for some people is not a significant difference, especially for 1 month if you get only like 20 visits a month. If you get 20 visits a month, what is 8 to 10% of 20? That's 2. That's 2 extra visits. Now, you do the math and you reverse engineer and you ask yourself, why would I only get 20 visits a month? Well, if you look at your account, right? If you only have 15 designs, 30 designs, 100 designs, and you're not tagging properly, you're not titled properly, you're not designing properly, of course you're not going to gain success, right? Of course you're not going to. So with everything, guys, that we do, if you really want to succeed, you really want to push past this, don't have a sense of entitlement. Don't look and act like you deserve something. You have to go out and achieve it. Everything that I had in my life, I fought for. Everything. In terms of financial success. Maybe not everything. I mean, it's not like I fought to, be born. But let's be honest with what I'm talking about here. Let's be realistic. From a business standpoint, there was nothing that I had that came easy. And the sense of entitlement is one of the most sickening senses out there in the world today. This whole channel was produced for the people who are not feeling entitled, who are the people that want to go out and grab success. That's all I got to say. Hopefully, this is enough proof for you to show that this is just a perfect example on a micro level to see how it works, right? And at the end of the day, the people who want to succeed are going to believe and push past. The people who don't want to succeed and just want to find any excuse as to why they're not going to be successful will once again come up with any excuse. This channel is not here for those individuals. This channel is for the people who want to become successful, who want to move forward, and who want to stop making excuses. A person that I'm a fan of, his name was Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. He would say, you got to pay to play. You got to deserve to win. A lot of people just simply, let's just use the example of Redbubble, do not deserve to win. They haven't put in the work. They haven't put in the effort. And the truth is, that is the one thing that makes the difference between an individual who's successful and who's not. It's the guy or the girl who's not willing to give up and who has the right resources. Let's be honest. I made a video about this also in the past, and I just want to say this one more time. It was called The Battle Strategy. I talked about this. If you're going to go into war with somebody, right, and you have your army, they have their army. If you come in with the best skills, the best knowledge, but you're armed with cardboard pencils as your swords, you're all going to get your heads chopped off. You're all going to die. Your whole team, your whole army is dead. Vice versa, if you have the best tools, the best resources, the best swords, the best shields, right? But you have no knowledge. You don't know how to swing that sword. The guys with the knives are going to kill you because you're not going to know what you're doing with your sword. So once again, training, hard work, it all matters when it comes to Redbubble, when it comes to everything else in life. I figured I'd make this video to really just open some eyes and just show how things actually work on Redbubble. 80%, guys, don't forget this. 80% do not make money on the platform. That's not a coincidence. That's not some sort of random stat. That's not the case. The reality is 80% don't deserve to make the money. Point blank, period. That's all I got to say. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Who knows? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.